Stop sending me invitations to all your events. If you want to advertise, Facebook is not the place to do it. Okay? Facebook is a place for friends, and if you want to advertise, you should do so in the Los Angeles Times. I called him back on it. And I said, who even reads the Los Angeles Times? I mean, really.
Online.
Exactly. But I took a screen, I made a little comment on my Facebook. I portrayed this negative comment that was left on my cell phone. I have two different Facebook accounts. I have like 9,000 friends between both of them, and I put on there what this guy had said, left this message. On both of them, because they both have two separate groups of friends, or connections I would say, really not really friends just yet. But I had about 50 comments on each one, all saying exactly what I'm here to do. Facebook is a place for marketing. It is a place for meeting new people. Facebook is a place of business. Okay. One thing I also shared with him too is, you ever see the ads on the right-hand side? Who pays for those? Exactly. And you know, that's my one little funny story. Another question?
You mentioned that you wanted it to, you put like a promotional stuff where it says like. Do you say it in the video, or you say it, how do you put that?
I do. I'll go back to it. I do put it right there in writing for them. That way they can see it right when they hit it. That's the only thing that they can see. But yeah, I do put it out there. I do talk about it again in the video a little bit more in detail. I think it's good. It gives you a little bit of branding. People can see you and be already attracted. Not necessarily the you, but what you represent. That answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Jonathan, I just want to touch on, how many of you guys would be interested in learning more of the how-tos on something, on a workshop, something like this? Okay, one of the reasons that, one of the reasons why we gave Jonathan the invitation is that, it's my belief that that a lot of people, in a lot of ways, the way my company works with Infinity Schools, to me, it's very similar to the way your guys' business works with retailers, and the marketing strategies and the advertising strategies and the relationship building that I want to do with my company. I think it's just there's a lot of parallels to what you guys need to do with your clients. And really, it's not about advertising so much. It's really about, getting your clients on your Facebook account and developing a relationship with them. And over time, that relationship will pay off. So what Jonathan really was able to cover tonight was, kind of the, let's say a lot of the whys and a little bit of the hows. But in terms of the workshops that he presents, it's really kind of more nuts and bolts. The workshops really, he goes into a live stream, and he does, he really gets into kind of the nuts and bolts of how to do it. It's much more hands-on, it's much more interactive, and I'm glad to see that there is, some interest in terms of people out there, because I know one of the things that I'm doing is, I for the most part, have really kind of spearheaded, the Facebook campaign for Infinity Schools, and the way I've done it, almost all of it, has really been through teaching myself. Getting online, watching videos, watching webinars, and for me, it's just when I can see like the nuts and bolts of it, that's to me what really brings value. So I hope that I hope that those of you that are interested, in doing a workshop, I think that there's something that Jonathan put out. I think you've got a date coming up in a couple of weeks. So again, I want to say thank you so much for coming tonight. We really appreciate it.
Jonathan,
Yes.
At this workshop, people who sign up, I'm assuming that since it's hands-on, we're going to be bringing our own laptops, or where you can provide laptops. How are you going to conduct these workshops?
You can bring your own laptops. I actually have handouts for all the classes with screenshots and where to click and all that. If you bring your laptops, what I say is, it's not so much that you're going to be doing it as I'm doing it. Okay, because even though it's going to be how-to, it's more of you know where your mouse is gonna go to click. So it's just a visual for you. If you're fast enough, you can keep up, but there's just so much that I do, it's gonna be hard to actually do it as we're doing the class. I've had a few that do it, but it's tough, okay? One more example I wanted to give out that go ahead.
Where are the workshops going to be?
Various locations. We're trying to get together.
You have to check your Facebook page.
Okay, you can check my Facebook page. One more example I wanted to give out. Give me one second. That I think a lot of you will, even if you weren't listening to me, this is going to catch your attention hugely. Okay. The friend that turned me on to Facebook, with his fan page, he created an online raffle, kind of like what I'm doing, a $5 Starbucks gift card. Okay, and he raffled it off to this young lady, and a couple of days later, he gets a phone call from her. She says, "My dad wants to sell my house." Okay, he lists the property. He ends up finding the buyer for it. It's a $365,000 all-cash offer on this property. Okay. Not only that, he represented this seller in a new transaction for a purchase. Okay, I probably guarantee you he made at least $40,000 off a $5 Starbucks gift card, all off Facebook. Okay, and I'll leave you guys with that.
Thank you, Jonathan. Come on, please round of applause. Thank you. You forgot to tell the last part of the story, Jonathan.
What was that?
And now he's dating the girl. Right?
You know the end.
Well, seriously, I was very hesitant to this Facebook thing, and it's time consuming, it's just for teenagers and all this and all that. You know, I started off one out of nothing for Golden Insurance about, I don't know, 7-8 months ago. And it's funny how eventually you start adding friends without really requesting it. You know, they actually approach you to become part of your fan page. And believe it or not, one of these days I posted that I was going to go to Sacramento for a seminar with one of the insurance carriers. Julio was there too. And within half an hour, one of my so-called fans asked me if I was going to be in the area because she wanted to get a quote for some homeowners insurance. She was an escrow officer. So I haven't really got that many, but it does work. I mean, you just get business out of nowhere. So it is extremely important. But again, you have to be creative. You have to find a way to attract those individuals to become part of your fan page. So talk to Jonathan. He'll help you grow your business. Continuing with knowledge, we want to make sure that before you go home tonight, you take two more things with you. The final presentation that is going to tell you why Latinos are the hot item on the block. Everybody wants to do business with Latinos. Everybody wants to tap into the emerging markets, right? As they call it in the insurance industry. And we are here to also let you know as an agent why it's important to be in the Latino community. All right? So in order to do that, we're going to bring our good friend, Luis Alvarado. Let's give him a big round of applause. And also, for those of you who don't know, we do have giveaways, so please stick around. We have a couple of books. We have an Niles Cranberry bottle. I can take this one home. And then we have some gift certificates to give